Thanks to Banggood.com for sending me out the brand new Visuo XS809 Wi-Fi foldable quadcopter. Now this is the 720p 2 megapixel version. You can get it in a 0.3 megapixel version, and it's a fixed camera that's at the front right here. Now I noticed straight out of the box my camera was loose, so I just put my finger in and pushed it down a bit. I think it's loose inside. It might need opened. I'll need to have a look back when I'm flying it in the video footage. You can also pick it up with 1, 2 or 3 batteries. Now on the website it says the batteries are 7.4 volts, but according to my voltmeter this charged up to 4.40 volts, and it also says 7V here, so I'm guessing there's a 3.7 volt and it's a 580 one cell milliamp lipo battery. They've got that totally wrong, and the charger is overcharging the battery, and that's not good at all. And this is the charger that you get with it. You plug it into your computer, it takes about an hour to charge up, the red light will come on, then it will go off when it's finished. I have no idea why it's overcharging. It does have a button in the back to start up the quadcopter. I'll show you how to do that shortly. Like I said, it's a proprietary battery and it weighs in at 32 grams. They say 12 minutes flight time. I don't know about that, but we'll need to see. Now, it just slots into the back quite easily like so. But what I did notice, and you won't be able to see, as it's proprietary and it's pinned, there are pins inside here and you won't be able to see inside. But the pins inside, the way they put the wire in, they put the wire in between the slots of the pins, and it looks quite dangerous to me. And also I had a spare screw stuck to one of the motors, and you don't get any spare screws with the quadcopter whatsoever. Now from motor shaft to motor shaft, it's 150 millimeters, and the motors themselves are 8mm motors. The quad itself weighs 62 grams with green LED light to the front and red LED light to the back. It has altitude hold, and I must admit the altitude hold on this is absolutely excellent because I've already tested it indoors. Now, at the bottom I've found this quite fascinating. You can see that looks like where you would put an SD card. And I do believe if you were to cut a bit away, you can put a micro SD card in there. And I'm wondering if it would record to that if you did. Maybe after I do the review, I'll open this up and put a micro SD card in there and have a look and see if it does do that. And if it does, that's quite cool. You could maybe just mod that, but then again, I don't know. We'll need to have a closer look at that. Now, what spares do you get with the quadcopter? You get a spare set of props, and the props themselves are 74 millimeters in length. Now, it's not a geared quadcopter, it's just a brush quadcopter. You do get a prop tool and you do not get a screwdriver. You would need the screwdriver for the transmitter because there's a screw at the back of the transmitter. You get these lovely decal stickers. They're like foamy stickers that you can pimp your quadcopter up with. I think I might put yellow on for me. You can choose whatever colour you want, and it shows you in a little booklet how and where you put those stickers, which is quite nice. I like the way they've done that, but I've no idea what a quadcopter's got to do with a cheeseburger. But the cheeseburger looked quite nice to me anyway. Right, okay. Now let's get on to the transmitter itself. Now I've just left this on to remind myself straight away, you can calibrate the quadcopter. Put the quadcopter on a level surface, turn on your transmitter and just put both of your stick to the outer corner. It tells you that on this little bit of cardboard, and the lights will flash, and that's the quadcopter calibrated. Now, and if you want to arm the motors, you can push them in like so and take off, and you have emergency stop button here, your trim buttons here, your on and off button here, your headless mode here, and your return to home here, and these buttons do nothing as far as I'm aware of. On the bumper buttons, you have 3 rates, 1, 2, and 3, and you have your 360 flip switch. It does flip forward, backwards, and left and right. And you also have a phone holder here. It's the same old transmitter, like I said, and that screw right there, which you don't have a screwdriver for, unfortunately, which is kind of strange because they usually bundle one in, but I've got 1,000 of them anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. And it takes 3 AA batteries at the back. Now, let's get on to the manual itself, because you want to download an app that is a Wi-Fi quadcopter after all. The manual is good. It tells you everything that you need to know. You can scan it to download the app, but the one thing, I don't generally scan it. I usually just search for it manually. It says to download XSWUFO. Now, I did download that app at first, and when I loaded the app up and I started recording, it was in black and white. So I thought to myself, I'll go back and use the good old Wi-Fi UFO. I've used that many times, and that worked absolutely fine. So you might need to switch between the two and see what one works out on your phone. Don't forget, you can also get it for iOS as well. Just scan it and pick it up for your Apple phone. Now, let's get onto the app. It's quite straightforward. Let me plug in the battery, and I'm just going to start it up. Now, the funny thing is, I thought the quadcopter was broken at first, but this is quite different. You need to press the button, let the lights come on, and press it again. If you don't do that, the quadcopter won't arm. And you just push up and down on the transmitter, and that's it armed right now. And like I said, let me just move that stuff out of the way. If you want to start the motors up, just push down, and there you go. If you hold them down for longer, it's because I'm not taking off. That's why it's not taking off. But it would take off, trust me. Right, let me just point that this way, and we'll get the app up and running, and press play. And there you have it. There's the box of the quadcopter. Now, it is quite dark in here at the moment. You have your usual settings as you do on a quadcopter. You've got your box mode and your reverse. Oh, look, and see how the brightness. Sorry about that. This is my phone. It's adapting to the brightness, and you can fly it with the phone as well. But I would never do that. I don't fly quadcopters with my phone, I'm afraid to say. I must admit, though, from what I have flown of it, it flies really good. And we're going to do a little indoor flight just now. Like I said, if you've watched the previous video, I'm going to fly what I can fly in the house, and what I can't fly, I'll just need to wait until I'm a little bit better and the weather's better outside. So here we go, let's take it for a little fly. Remember, it's 155 millimeters. It's not too small, not too big, but my living room's not big, but I'll show you what it can do. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is calibrate the gyro. That's it calibrated. Now I'm going to take off. Let's see how it acts. Now it's got a bad habit of wanting to go backwards, so we'll give it a bit of forward turn, just to turn it out a little bit. Maybe that's too much. Now we're going back again. Stop. That's not too bad. You can never get it perfect. Right, we're on rate 1 at the moment. Right, gently just cruise around. Now they should have put prop guards in with this, but they did not, and I don't understand why. Don't worry, I know it's very close to me, but I'm used to flying like this. Whoa, dangerous, I know. It is very, very stable indeed, as you've noticed. Very, very stable. And the altitude hold, let's see how well it holds. It drifts, but that's only to be expected. Now it wants to go up a little bit. It was hovering fine earlier on. I firmly believe that when you just calibrate the gyro and leave it as it is, it flies a lot better. Right, let's do a 360 flip, shall we? That's not too bad. And a forward one. And a back one. Oh, don't want to go back there. Try that again. I'm working in very tight space here, as you've noticed. But I'm used to this, believe me. I'm used to it. Okay, so we're in rate 1 at the moment. And the yaw on rate 1. Check rate 2 out. On rate 2, and we'll just... And in rate 3... It doesn't seem to make much difference on the yaw. But it will make a difference when you're flying outside, I would imagine. Now let's put it in headless hold mode. That's the lights flashing to let you know you're in headless hold mode. And it is working as intended. It's going every direction I'm moving it to. I'll bring it out of headless hold mode. I was just about to turn my transmitter off there. Nearly pressed the wrong button. Oh dear, that wouldn't have been good. Now there's no point in returning to home because it's just going to basically come over here, come to about here and land. So that would be a bit pointless. But don't forget, you do have your emergency motor stop just in case you crash. And those LED lights are really, really good indeed. I do think it's quite a good, stable quadcopter. Even though it has that little drift, sometimes it will stop drift, and then it will start drift, and then it will stop, then it will start. I think it's always got to do with something with the motors, because they're not all kind of equal. You've got to break brush motors in, you know. I'm just basically giving it a wee touch here and there to keep it steady, but the altitude hold is doing really well. And I love the way they've done the LED lights. But that camera does move. It is loose inside. It needs fixed. I'm not going to sit here and do a full battery with you, I'm afraid. I did fly earlier on. I would need to look at that flight footage and get the time off of it. But it was actually quite long, believe it or not. And it surprised me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording. So I'm going to... And you're going to rise again. Maybe the heat's making it rise in here. I don't know. I'm going to stop recording there. There's no point. The next flight you'll see this is when we are outside. And that's all I've got to say for it. Just wait for the review for outside. But I think this little thing is going to be excellent. It's going to be really fast, really nimble, and a lot of fun. And that went too high there. But there you have it. Let me just bring it in for landing. What if I hit the emergency stop? Are you just going to drop out? Yes, you did indeed. Right beside me. So that's it for the brand new Visuo XS809. You will see outdoor footage as soon as possible. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check the link in the description below. And happy flying, my friends.